interacting skills are between UP and Vici. But Azir going to be the first ban away. Kalista will be the next choice, or first choice, sorry, for Vici. So keeping it nice and standard early on here.
Yeah, basic bans essentially. Pong not getting that Azir. And I say basic, Azir is actually a fairly standard ban at this stage in the LPL compared to anywhere else. That is for certain.
Yep, Janna there as well. A target ban against Mata. I like that choice.
Yeah, Ryze still very strong. Overbearing power and burst out of a top laner is something that you do not want to deal with, especially when you've already got a mid laner on the team, which his role generally is to put down that burst. So too many burst champions, not a fun time.
Yeah, and actually Yasuo banned away there from UP, so doing homework, I have to assume. I don't think I've seen either Dandy or Pong play it recently, but Brom's going to be the response, and I like what I'm seeing, Rusty. 2 support bans in 6 here as UP line up for their first pick.
And I do really like that Braum ban because Braum has just exploded into the LPL scene, has become the prominent support, super tank, denies a lot of the line skill shots as well when AP Ezreal was this massive overbearing force, which is still relevant, I believe, 5.13 after all. And it kind of takes that away, allows Punish to actually play that champion if he would choose.
Yeah, important to note as well that Mata and Hart used to be old school teammates here. Samsung rivals, I guess, and probably not buddies. Didn't play on the same team, but certainly would have an eye for each other's playstyle. And Braum is a champion that suits these big, vision-centric, playmaking Korean supports to a T. Is unlimited potential, taking their time with his power pick here, considering Victor, but really talking through the potential picks. Shen's been popular. We've seen that hovered back and forth as UP do finally settle on the Ninja himself.
So I think they've gone for the Shen because they don't need to pick the Victor this early. I don't like that they hovered it for so long and made it seem like a big deal. Victor is just a super strong champion. It may give Pong the possibility to say, well, I'm just going to take that from you now and not let that happen. It performs well into the Ezreal as well, which is something to consider. And it also unlocks unlimited potentials drafting later on as well to actually just go for the Ezreal outright because Braum has been banned by Vici.
I love that you bring up Ezreal because, yeah, Braum being banned, even Yasuo being taken away with that wind wall. Yeah, they banned them both away here. So UP might be trying to trick Vici with the Victor hover, you never know, but we'll see if they take that potential bait. 15 seconds left. Vici still very much considering all their options for their first 2 picks.
Yeah, they've actually
Victor's
decided.
Yeah, Victor's in, Gragas in as well. Vici going to keep it nice and solid for the first 2 picks.
Yeah, so unlimited potential, let's just call it a strategy. Hovered the Victor for an unordinarily long time. Vici decided we're going to pick that one away from you. That's not going to happen, so they have locked that champion in World 6 as well. Now on one of his best jungle champions, something he plays the most and has actually found a lot of success on, is this Gragas.
You can see the comfort there as well, with Echo also being available. Echo Victor is just crazy amounts of combo potential between the 2 champions, but gonna maybe let Amy have it. He'll select Evelyn instead, actually, something he's been going to quite a bit in his recent games. And Hart, does he want to take another support away from Mata? There are 2 banned already.
Yeah, Amy of late has actually branched out to play all these different champions as the patch has changed also, so cottoned on to the new patch quite well him. And I like the pick with the Shen as well because they've got that secret utility where you can ultimate the Evelyn who isn't actually visible.
Yep, always nice to see a bit of submarine Shen going in there, but Alistar going to be the selection, presumably for Hart as their support pick, as Vici consider their next 2 picks here as well.
And Alistar not seen too often lately, but has got its place 100% still very relevant because of how overbearingly tanky he is, in saying that they've picked it with the Shen. So what they're going for right now is 100% going to be hyper carries, mid and AD to ensure that what is a lot of tank in front of them right now actually tanks for something.
Yep, they've got the tank line there ready to protect their squishies. It's simply a matter of which squishies to unlimited potential want. You've mentioned Ezreal a few times here in this draft, Rusty, and it would be a fine pick here with the front lane they've assembled, but Vici going to consider some picks. They'll give Thresh over to Mata, which is pretty good, I'll have to say.
Yeah, it's not bad, that's for certain. Mata going to get that champion. They've got 2 seconds left. Do they want this?
They do apparently want the Vayne. No last minute swaps. No, Vici do select it. Mata going to see if he can protect his own hyper carry here.
Yeah, I wrote down notes about Xuan in case he was playing this game again, and all I literally have is the Vayne guy.
Yep.
Because that is all that he likes to play, and he has found a lot of success again with this Vayne, and has been doing a lot of work. Mata able to be a playmaker now with that Thresh in the bot lane 2v2. Might help them out a fair bit. It does quite well against the Alistar in terms of you can actually save your Vayne, who wants to be in their face and putting down damage, so not too bad of a pick. The 4-person team that they've established so far is very well rounded. And so all that is left for them to do is to give Dandy something that he wants to play essentially now, not what he needs to.
Yep, Dandy being flexible, probably a good thing here, given the strength of champions that UP have already assembled, but looking over some old favourites here, at least for Punish there, with a Twisted Fate hover coming down the back. But 5 seconds left for UP. Are they going to go full utility here on this team? They've got Twisted Fate, they've got Ashe. UP have cooked up something special for this game.
It makes you wonder who the carry is and who the support lane is going to be. What I do like about that team comp is exactly that, though, because if they are fed, if Punished is massive or if Scatch is massive, they can still output the damage. Even Amy, to a degree, can go for that Rune Glaive and actually output a lot of damage. But if they aren't ahead, still very relevant, because they've got the Ash Arrow, they've got the Twisted Fate Destiny, and they can actually still work around the map quite well. And this is something that I actually like in their drafting, but at the same time, I don't like it.
I feel like you're playing a dangerous game when you try and pick this many globals and, like, map movement heavy champions against a team like Vici.
Yes.
Because that is how they like to play. So you're kind of like, you know what? Pretty sure I can out-rotate you there, Marta says Hart. I guess we'll have to find out if it works. But Dandy gonna keep it nice and standing with the last pick, Maokai.
So I guess they are trying to beat them at their own game here. Dandy actually locking in that super tank top lane, so the team comp's fairly similar in the respect that they've got the front line, the big front line. They've got a playmaker, which is in this case the Thresh from the side of Vici Gaming, opposed to the Ash from Unlimited Potential, and even the Twisted Fate. They've got the playmakers there, they've got the front line, and then they've got the hyper carries. So similar team compositions, what they're trying to achieve. But if we're looking at global presence, Unlimited Potential have that down.
Yeah, which is weird, because it almost feels like Vici are the ones with...
And welcome onto the Rift here for our first game of week number 10. The LPL, it's been a long road here, Rusty, but been fun here as UP and Vici take to the Rift to see who is going to have the better showing come playoffs, because we're very, very close.
We are very close. It is very important. Again, these teams need to find their 2-0s. A 1-1 just doesn't really cut it, especially for Unlimited Potential. So I like that they've changed things up a bit. We said they were swapping their team comps, essentially changing their styles up to replicate their opposition. And maybe this plays into the hands of both teams at the same time because they know how to deal with themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Vici giving themselves some wiggle room to be like, well, we have a pretty decent playoff spot. We got a couple more games to play. Let's maybe try and play a bit more standard, bit more team fight, and practice effectively for that playoff spot that we assume we're getting to. But UP, I think, have just gone, you know what? We have a strategy. We have 2 teleports, a Shen, a Twisted Fate, an Evelyn, and an Ash. We're going to do as much as we can because we feel we play this style better than you do, Vici.
So I think the biggest contrast here is that Unlimited Potential wanted a team comp, whereas Vici Gaming were looking to deny and counterpick, essentially, the team comp that Unlimited Potential were unveiling one at a time.
Yeah. Amy, though, has to be careful. Sees the Maokai sapling, I believe, is punished. Gonna spot Vici moving here as 5, but they're gonna collapse now. Long, does he have the port there? Punish has stun. Gonna get one on Tomato, they'll teleport in. A volley down there as well as Amy taking quite a bit of damage. World 6 trying to get away. Dandy eating some slaps as punished. Has another stun, but he will not blow someone, as in fact everybody walks out with barely a flash blown.
There's a very late time to fight as well. Unlimited Potential picking that fight, not wanting to lose their red buff. You can see why though.
Yeah, this is smart here, going back in on the blue to try and invade it. Vici wounded from the last conflict. Dandy already teleported. No defense coming here for Vici.
No, they're not going to have a way to stop this one. World 6 going to have to rotate back to his red buff. The risk of getting 3 buffed is well and truly in place right now. And that's not a position you want to be in if you were Vici or World 6 in particular.
Oh, and Amy doesn't even smite, just takes away the buff with the help of Shannon. They'll go back to the Wolves, so maybe no 3 buff, but yeah, really cute.
Yeah, they get to smite away the wolf and they get vision of that side of the jungle in all places. They don't need to go overboard with wards.
Oh, Sketch gets grabbed though by Mata Hart. Good disengage. Schwan gonna dive his way back in, actually headbutted in as the exhaust is blown. Schwan getting low though, he's only level 1. And Sketch barely alive, but almost got a kill.
And Sketch wasn't level 2 right there. He was 1 minion away from that level. So close, and the health differential actually forcing the heal out of both of them simultaneously to try and get themselves out. Are they diving?
Yeah, they are diving. Amy wants it hard. Great flush there from Vayne. Scatch going to take Tower Aggro, though. They're after the Vayne. Can they get the AD carry? Amy will get first blood, but Hart will die. Marta claims that one.
This is so aggressive from this unlimited potential side. They are not going to relent in their aggression. Diving at level 1 onto a Vayne. Level 2 essentially from both of them, but trying to pick on this Vayne. Make his life miserable as well as 6. While we're speaking about miserable lives, can't finish the Wolves.
No, little too low. Did get the blue buff, so that's good news, but Amy really punishing the bottom half of the map with a classic Ashe Alistar dive at level 2.
Yeah, it's not something you're often used to seeing, but they make it work. Hart, the only one that actually goes down in that trade. And Evelyn, Amy actually finding the kill is going to be big for them, because not only did they steal the blue buff, not only did World 6 have a very hard time actually trying to counter jungle himself, Amy's now got extra gold to boot, and it becomes exponentially harder for anyone to do anything in a jungle area.
Yep, quick jungle items up for both of them, but Amy going to have some initiative there. Scatch to the bottom side, though, continuing his aggression, has a Doran's Blade already. Just to really stick the knife in.
A bit of extra sustain from that Doran's Blade. Having 2 of them gives him that extra life steal, a bit of base health, and the AD. It's all early game. They're probably going to try and gank again. At the very least, try and kill in a 2v2 again, based off this itemization alone.
We've got the nice engage once those level 6s do hit, but Amy going to clear out the red buff now instead. World 6 going over to the Raptor camp, going to try and finish that. I think we'll see a bit more passivity now that the fireworks have stopped.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm not.
You never know.
Agree entirely. Based off again, we just looked at the aggressive items at the very least, trying to push Vici out of lane right now. You can see that ward trying to spot someone being in the bush, but it's still an Evelyn, so they need to take extra respect in that regard and try not to be in a position where the Evelyn can flank.
I'm more than happy to be wrong on that, Rusty, but we'll see how it develops as Scatch and Hart freezing this lane fairly deep here, just trying to deny some CS away from Vayne.
They're looking for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll find it. They do know it's warded, but again, it's an Evelyn, so the wards don't actually do anything.
Good ward. Amy actually spotted World 6, but can't commit to that despite the bottom lane strength. Kind of interesting. I honestly half expected Amy to ward that Gromp and then flash smite to steal it. That's how aggressive he often is.
The feeling was there, but again, unlimited potential were looking to kind of control the bottom lane. They didn't want to lose the control that they just had and relinquish it all back to Schwan and Marta, and they were also closer to actually getting to the fight. Whilst World 6 didn't necessarily have a lot of health, he had enough health that the Evelyn couldn't outright solo kill, and Vici would have got there sooner.
Down in the bottom lane now as well. So World 6 going to try and line something up here in this part, but Scatch playing fairly safe. Doesn't have pork shot just yet, but World 6 has left the area. There's an early Sheen actually from Punished, going for maybe that quick Lich main build we've seen quite a bit of here in the LPL.
Yeah, it's a lane that you don't really want to be in, even though he has got cleanse on the Victor. You take a second to look at Punish's summoner spells, and you realize why he's going for a Lich Bane-based build.
Yep.
That is a teleport.
That is a teleport. Yeah, we've seen a bit more of this as well. Just a ton of global presence, I guess.
Yeah, and it says to me instantly going to this Sheen, if he goes for the Lich Bane first, that he's going to try and 1-3-1. That could be their strategy. They've got a Shen and a Twisted Fate. They've got teleports. They've got ultimates. They can run around the map and just try and make Vici respond. And this is the crazy thing, is that we said this is Vici's playstyle. Make everyone else run around the map and just slowly bleed out objectives. They're getting that done against them, so can they respond to that?
I guess we'll have to find out soon, but a killer piece here in 7.5 minutes. It's been fairly calm, apart from the early level 2 dives, as Amy looking again there to World 6, but started to fall a bit behind in experience. Although I think we're trying to line up a blue buff steal.
Definitely. I think this will be at least the look at the blue buff, but again, Vici You can see it already. They know.
Yep, Mata's actually going to spot Amy. Good play back there instantly as Amy will dodge the hook. They're going to come back in. Doesn't quite commit. Hard up there as well with Skatch pushing a minion wave in. UP poised but not springing in the trap just yet.
The pressure's there though. Vici, they are constantly vigilant around where this Evelyn could be. Every single big jungle monster has been looked at by Unlimited Potential and has been responded to by Vici to the point where Evelyn can't actually commit and is now wasting time trying to go for this.
I think maybe afraid of the globals. TF and Shen both have their ultis. They'll go in. Ulti pop from TF. Well, Zig's trying to get out. Victor will get safely out as well as Lantern gets the Gragas out of there. Just some vision there for Punished.
I don't think Vici realized that they could completely destroy Amy just then. Level 4 and went out of his way to actually try and hit the Victor. World 6 is level 6 right now from getting experience on that blue buff. So he is miles ahead and could actually start invading the jungle of Unlimited Potential.
Yeah, Amy gonna have to play catch up here. She goes onto the Raptors to try and clear a bit of that jungle out. Pong there as well. Starting to get a tad more aggressive with that first upgrade on the Hex Core. Gonna go back and spend a bit more money. It's long and dandy in the top lane. Been a little while since we've checked in, but as expected, just sort of a fun fest.
Yeah, you can see they're trying to hurt each other, but no damage actually comes out of either of these champions as they are both infinitely tanky. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot going to be happening there directly. You look to those two top laners to impact the rest of the map through what they can actually use from teleports and ultimates. You can see Shen using his just to get back to lane because he still has the ultimate.
Yep, still good to go there. Punish also gets blue buff. So going to battle a bit more here as Pong's got his now. And Amy level 6 now hit actually, so can get into a lane, try and gank that way, but is mostly just not horribly behind World 6 anymore.
Yeah, and that's the important part, is at the very least levels are now still there for the Evelyn.
Uh-oh, Wolf Camp.
This Wolf Camp is dangerous.
Really dangerous. Amy, though, will finish it off. Doesn't have to ulti there.
World 6 almost dying to the same wolves as Amy. That Wolfcamp is almost MVP of this game.
Yeah.
Almost. Not enough.
Been supercharged here for Unlimited Potential. Wonder what they're feeding the wolves on the blue side of the map as Punished runs into Pong. It's just some vision being set up for now here as Long. Up in the top side there as well. Again, going to keep the creeps back as far as he can as Skatch. Gone for his first big item buy. Finally, a BF sword makes an appearance in the inventory.
Yeah, BF sword and the dagger, so didn't actually go for boots in this matchup. He has found himself a nice CS lead on the back of the early pressure that has been placed down onto Schwan, who hasn't really had a great time, is still waiting to buy that cutlass. Will probably try and get this to the tower and have enough money to do so. But prior to this happening, yeah, more than enough to do so, in fact. But prior to this actually happening, you can see the CS lead has started to grow. That BF sword and dagger probably still going to find the advantage to Skatch.
Yeah, they've got ultimates up as well, so Heart and Skatch can go real deep if they want to get some sort of hard engage going. Vici on that back might actually force UP into the dragon, but we've been quiet around the objectives. Heart just then looking for a kill, doesn't find it, but Amy gonna walk himself toward the dragon.
He's gonna find Marta, he's just gonna watch him walk past.
Really smart usage of that cone. Oh, good flash. Marta barely gets out of that alive. And Amy's gonna spot the pink ward.
This is the strength, though, of the Evelyn.
It is. Good dodge again from the hook. Marta can't quite guess that direction. Puts the box down, though. Pong coming in. The lantern is down. Ultimate there onto Amy from the Shen. As Hart comes in for the pulverize. Finds two. Punished. Get a Destiny in for the first kill onto Marta as Schwan. He'll get chased back now. Good headbutt onto World 6. Punished. Over the top onto Schwan. Gonna almost take him out. Longlow's gotten the kill as Skatch. Flashes to take out Vayne. Pong now going to get locked up. He'll die, and Dandy, he's now 1v4. Does get a kill, but he will be the next one to die as Vici get aced.
Unlimited Potential without the Ash Arrow even available. Play that exceptionally. The over shield that just came onto Amy, stopping him from even looking like dying for a very extended period of time. gives Punished enough time to just go absolutely monster and flash over the wall towards Vayne. Pong goes down fairly quickly. In fact, they actually pick up a very easy dragon for their troubles. That team fight was just so convincingly won. The Ash putting in work.
Yeah, Sketch has been doing work all game long here. As the team is up about 2,500 gold, but Sketch massive already at 2-0 and 4, and his team looking nice with that first dragon as well. So things you can kind of see, even in a straight up team fight, UP looking good.
Yeah, and the worrying part now is the team comp that Unlimited Potential have being ahead makes it so difficult for Vici to respond to. They've got the Thresh, so they can still make picks. As you can see, he tries to make one himself just there. The potential 100% still there to make said pick. But it's so difficult against the Shen ult, a TF ult, an Ashe arrow, and you never know where the Evelyn is. It's super scary to ever be behind against this team.
Yeah, kind of like we mentioned in the draft, it's just globals everywhere, except for Alistar. Even Evelyn, like you mentioned, just has presence. Even if she's not there, she could be. And then if she's there, Shen and Twisted Fate are probably there as well. So scary here for Vici as we talked about them getting run around the map, but right now might just be running scared.
Yeah, Dandy actually still did a lot of work in that fight, found himself 2 kills for his troubles, and that's great because it means the Shen is not in control of the top lane directly and has actually been kept under his turret for most of this game. So Dandy's doing a lot of work. Pong's still ramping up in strength.
Nice steal.
And he gets it.
Yep, just walks in there invisible and smites it away. Pong gonna lose his blue buff. As Punish already got the home guard. CD boots ulti onto Chuan, hits the ports down there as well. Long barely misses it, but hard in the backline. Gonna get the first kill. The second one will fall just as quickly, and a 5-man UP dive for a double.
That is filthy.
That was filthy.
So many people just suddenly appear. The Ashe arrow connects onto Vayne of all people to ensure that he goes down. The flash is even available from Chuan. Doesn't get away from it. They've still got control of lanes here, Vici. You can see Punish struggling in the mid lane. But if that 5-man happens any more times, it starts to snowball out of control because that one lane that has 5 people there can just demolish turrets, basically. We're going to see this again. So the Ashe arrow connects. Marta tries to keep the Alistar away, but it actually ends up being a bad thing because the Lantern puts him underneath Hark. They can just follow that up very easily. They find simplest kills ever.
Yeah, and an Infinity Edge done for Scat, and a Lich Bane done for Punish, along with a Spirit Visage and a Balmy Cinder there for long. UP have shot up in gold now, sitting at about 4,500 up, and Punish gonna get himself another blue buff, and Amy's already stolen Victor's. Things starting to go bad here for Vici Gaming.
Yeah, not looking too great, especially if a Twisted Fate has 7 of 8 kill participation and is able to roam across the map freely because he has the blue buff advantage and he can wave clear far superior to that of the Victor, who has to expend too much mana to maintain control.
Yep, you can see CS not quite there for the mid lane, but bottom lane certainly has Scatch. 50 CS ahead has been going off on this Ashe, and even though Long
teleport bottom
behind as well, Punish going down, going to use his actual TP now as Schwann's been locked up. Punish runs in with the home guard as gold card, and that's an easy kill for Shen.
A ward they've placed earlier comes back to haunt this Bane. Chuan not having a great time.
That was so rude.
This League of Legends game.
No.
It is rude. That's exactly what it is. It's not fair.
I mean, I was like, oh, he'll be fine, and I forgot Twisted Fate had teleport, which actually makes the home guard boots even more adorable here for Punish. Level 11 Twisted Fate with a Lich Bane.
And there's the other one.
Oh, going back now, actually using his ulti. Gonna stop.
Actually happening. Chuan, even though he's behind, is aggressive enough to hit the condemn onto Sketch and deny the Ashe from outputting the damage. Punish was non-existent yet again.
Yeah, and it's just, we talked about it a bit there with UP. We saw their front line in the draft and thought that, you know what, they're going to just pick hyper carriers in teamfight late game. Instead, picked more utility, picked more like map presence with the TF, with the Ashe, and have played this really nice aggressive early game. Unfortunately for them, when either of their damage sources die, their team does not do a whole lot after that.
Yeah, you can see the accelerated itemization here from Ashe is defensive. Get that QSS, deny the engage from either the Maokai, the Vayne Condemn, which is what it was last time, or the Thresh Hook. So they've smartly picked that one up, and they're still looking to team fight. But Twisted Fate is accelerated with the Void Staff as well, so that he's still doing damage. Their plan is that if one of them is still dead, they can still win a team fight, something that they have been trying to do multiple times. And the last time, to be fair, was the only one that really backfired. So it's not going too bad for them. They're still finding themselves well and truly in the lead in terms of goals. They're in the commanding position to try and push this game through to something that can actually snowball a victory.
Trying to race here a bit as well. Vici now got the flank around. Ulti there by TF is nice. Arrow is not. Amy reconsiders going in, but Dandy gonna pop Righteous Glory. World 6 going in. Hook will miss from Marta. UP gonna successfully disengage.
They do disengage. The Twisted Fate using the ultimate, as does the Ashe, looking for their chance to engage. But Vici, they have the inside lane right now. They're able to tank this tower if they want to put some damage down onto it. They won't be able to get it. They get a bit of free damage for their troubles, and now they are the ones who can just walk back, make sure that all of their side lanes are reset, and play more of the Vici style that we're used to them doing.
Yeah, and just buy time there as well. Vici have been with that Baron, got a couple extra minutes back on the clock here. And the gold lead's still pretty bad, but Vici have brought it back significantly given the deficit we saw earlier, and now going to get themselves a dragon as well. All of a sudden, this game, maybe 6,000 gold in the difference, and it's looking real close all of a sudden.
Yeah, it feels like that 6,000 gold is basically zero at this stage in the game. A massive team fight won by Vici in a defensive position. They still managed to pick up a Baron, a Dragon, and a turret for their trouble. So a fantastic turnaround. And the map control, though, is still reasonably even. You can see the gold lead still in favor of Unlimited Potential. It does feel like we're back to square one.
Yeah, and like you were saying, Rusty, as soon as one big fight happens with all that standing gold, Vici effectively halved that lead that UP have in, and we are going to reset here. But Vici are the team that are now looking to have a bit more momentum. Baron has worn off, so got to be careful and spend some of that money.
They know Vayne's recalling. I feel like they just want to do something aggressive pretty much at every opportunity. And that was a decent chance for them. They didn't pull the trigger, though.
That has felt like Unlimited Potential, though, this game.
Yeah.
Hyper aggressive, maybe to a fault in this game. Because Vici, even in team fights now, the World 6, going to be caught out. Gold card lands. Amy there again, going to look for the ulti. Scat gets the arrow, long goes in, stun card down as well. Lantern, not enough as the knockup from Hart comes through.
He didn't move.
He didn't
for
move.
like 8 seconds. That guy had a very rough period of time right there. The Thresh Lantern came out, but they all blocked it. Still, take a second to realize how low Punished is from pretty much just the Victor ultimate.
Yep.
That's not a great spot to consider.
Pong does a lot of damage, that's for sure. Death Cap, Hex Core with 2 evolutions in, and a Void Staff plus those CDR boots means that Victor is nice and strong as Dandy. Gonna slap this tower to death here with a bit of help from Vayne. Long looks for the taunt, doesn't get it. Dandy gonna move in as Long gets condemned. Great hook there onto Long though from Marta, and now they'll chase Schwan diving out. Long trying to get in, but punished. He's too far forward. He flushes out, but Scat gonna do the damage and take out Marta Hart. Massive 3-man pole finds Schwan and throws him into the team. Double kill there for Ash. Flashes being burnt left, right, and center as Dandy probably not going to live through this. Going to try and take Scatch with him, but he will get stunned. He'll fall. 3-for-1 win for Unlimited Potential.
And Scatch finally outputting the relevant damage that he 100% has always had. But Schwan spent this period of time playing hyper aggressive. He actually dodged 2 Shen taunts for it, but ran out of ultimate and was just a sitting duck to death, basically. And you can see Long He gets caught here, dodges the taunt again, Schwan, but he is now caught out in a horrendous position. Punished, baits them all to come back into a choke point, which is fantastic for his side. The damage that he just put onto Pong as well forces him out of the fight and allows Sketch to sit in the back and just put down consistent high DPS. Punish comes in to save him again, but what looked like it was a really bad decision by this Twisted Fate worked out for them because Hart capitalized on that mistake.
Yeah, excellent play from Hart and great target selection from UP. Kind of the hallmarks of their late game team fighting, which is funny because we haven't seen that much of it given how aggressive they're being, but they still, despite the Twisted Fate Ash weirdness that's going on in this game, don't get me wrong, I love it, but UP making this work as well.
They're also sitting on a ward trying to catch people.
Yep.
So I feel like they're wasting time right now, and this gives Unlimited Potential the opportunity to just throw the arrow and press their go button.
Optimistic, to say the least there for Vici. As a Hawk Shot does reveal them. Punish now down in the bottom side. Doesn't have his teleport, does have his ultimate, level 16 there as well for a bit of extra range.
You've got to love Eve as well.
Oh yeah.
They were sitting there on a pink ward baiting with a ward on the other side, but it doesn't actually spot the Evelyn as she's invisible. Places one and reveals them all, and this is what we were expecting to see earlier, is Punished splitting in the bot lane. They'll have the Shen in the top lane if they can afford to. In saying that, I don't think they have a direct answer to the Vayne, who will probably split push against the Shen and can 1v1.
That's true, but I do like in a 1-3-1 what UP have put together as far as their, like, I'm going to call it pushing triads concerned.
Yeah, so what I do really like about it, to take that a little bit further, is that though it's not necessarily great for the Shen, it's not necessarily great for the Twisted Fate to 1v1 the Maokai, their 3v3 is still fantastic.
Yeah,
They've got the Ash Arrow, the Alistar.
Oh, Hart trying to go in as Amy finds a flank. They want Pong, but Dandy's dived in the back line. Long will join in late there as Schwan pops his ulti. Amy around the side trying to tie them up. Punish, forced to ulti as well. Six takes out Amy with a cast. Punish, late Donnies, but he will make it. Massive knock up there for Hart. Scatch trying to do the damage, but there's just too much CC. Schwan able to do enough damage. Pong is still alive as he gets a double. Mata will die. Long claims one in return. But it's 4 for 1 so far. Long going to be the last one standing. And this will complete the ace.
They find the ace at 34 minutes in this game. They can go back to the Baron. It's almost timed with winning team fights as the Baron is available. Translate this Baron to the Dragon again if they would like, and take down some more standing gold that is well and truly available for them to do. They've actually found themselves in such a convincing position from that fight that the gold lead basically going to be back to 0 on the back of one team fight one more time.
Yeah, 3,500 gold up. Baron will fall and make it just about 1,600, and that is nothing at this point.
Yeah, we're going to see this again, and Pong starting off in an aggressive position, but watch Schwan as well. He doesn't actually do an exceptional amount of damage, but he's threatening Sketch, pushing Sketch away from being able to do damage and actually preventing him. And then the rest of Vici, Pong in particular, able to just output this phenomenal amount and clean up the rest of the fight. Long lives for an exceptionally long time there, but he goes down, they get the ace.
Nice and tanky is the Shen.
Yes.
But UP do need to make these fights a little clearer. Punish, ult back to his team.
It's nice having a teleport sometimes.
As the Dragons get started up by Vici. Scotch? Nope, no steal. World 6. Level 17 Smite gonna make that relatively trivial. As Vici back on the offensive with their Baron bow.
Yes, and now they've got the period of control yet again, where it's on the back of them to try and make things happen, get down some turrets. Something that Unlimited Potential have struggled to do this game, with a lot of their focus being on picks, but picks in very bad map positions to actually translate that into anything further. So Vici, they've had one opportunity so far this game to make something happen. They've found themselves with a triad of gold, basically. 3 big objectives going down, and they've got the Baron again. They're making it happen all over again.
Yeah, and this gold lead shrinking really fast. It's going to be even soon and then probably ahead for Vici as they continue to gain territory here in this game. And to think that Vici are the team that picked the teamfight comp and can win team fights when 10,000 goal behind is a very new Vici indeed.
Yeah, not something you're used to seeing. Unlimited Potential, again, known for their team fighting, something that they have always excelled at, playing this different style. So they've changed it up in this game. But if there's one thing to consider is that though the gold is even, once this Baron ends, we're back to even yet again. And either team can still win this from a single team fight.
And it might just be execution from that point.
Definitely.
And 37 minutes ago, I would have said UP are the ones I trust on execution. But after watching this game, I have to say, been very impressed with Vici so far.
They have team fought quite well, and you may have to coin that on the fact they've got the new mid laner and AD carry playing in this game. Something different about them is their willingness to engage, make things happen. Pong just throwing down the ultimate at ideal times, not playing the janitorial duty like that of Hatong. It's seeming to do wonders for their team fighting, and the rest of their decision making was just forced upon them in this game. So from what we have seen of them in control has been great.
It has, and you can see UP again going to line up some sort of pick, but Dandy, he is insanely tanky at this point in the game, and he's not interested in pushing too far forward. Knows that his team is close enough that if he does get jumped on, he can probably buy enough time. And Limited Potential kind of picking this split push based team and just not committing to any course of action.
So this is the easiest thing for them to default back to, essentially, is that at this point in the game they can still 1-3-1. They are well and truly comfortable in doing so. Twisted Fate actually picking up a Negatron cloak gives him very good 1v1 against Dandy, who would have a very rough time actually in that lane. It's not necessarily easy for VT to respond to the 1v1 either, but they've yet to actually commit to putting that into effect. And I think this relates back again to the 3v3 of the Scat, Harden, Amy trio not really having enough wave clear to just instantly push things down. Their engage is good, but the follow-up to that engage is okay. It's not direct kill pressure, so Punish does have to be where Scat is. They're looking for a kill.
Yeah, and you can see Punished just been ducking in and out of the mid and bottom lanes, trying to gain some ground. Long sort of doing the same thing, sticking in the top lane, but UP are just scared at this point, I have to say. VG have shown that if we get into a direct confrontation, we are going to win, and I don't know if UP's plan really thought past the 30-minute mark. They played so aggressively in the first 15, 20 minutes, and all of a sudden, some lost team fights, and that's just come crashing down.
Yeah, I don't think they really had a plan at this stage, and I think most importantly, you look at this map, Unlimited Potential probably think that they're behind. Yeah. That is something that you can say from this. 2 Barons, 2 big team fights. You look at the kills and say, well, we've got that. But it feels like they've actually got that.
I mean, Twisted Fate Gold may be coming in there as well, so the Gold is probably not, like, that's probably what's keeping it up here for Unlimited Potential, which is always fun to think about. You can see Punch actually has quite a lot of gold, but Pong has even more on the Victor there.
I mean, the CS difference on the AD carries is still massive.
True.
It's really gross. Like, it's an infinity edge difference between them. But he's got enough gold that he's still vain. Like, that's the thing. So.
Yeah, Civil Bolt is a really good spell. Every time I see Vayne's behind him, I'm just like, well, as long as you make sure you get your auto attacks off, things look okay. Punished. Ulting for Vision there, finds Dandy, and then goes back towards his team. Unlimited Potential, I don't even know, getting smothered by Vici, it almost feels like. They just can't do anything, or they don't want to do anything.
I don't think they're getting smothered. I think it's more getting denied from doing anything, is that they haven't actually been out alone anywhere besides Dandy. They've always been grouped or sitting back and not actually in vision of this Unlimited Potential side. If Xuan finds himself out of position for a second, we know that he's trigger happy with this Twisted Fate ultimate will be directly on top of him.
Yeah, and Punish has a decent amount of CDR, so can use the ultimate freely like he has been doing for some vision, but the Vici carries are only getting stronger. Their front line fairly big as well. And we're getting closer to that coin flip team fight where it's just like one big fight can determine the game. Buffs are spawning as well with Baron and Dragon to back up within 40 seconds here. Dragon even sooner at about 25. But Vici are happy to be patient. We've seen that time and time again. They are almost never in a rush to finish a game.
I don't think I've ever seen them in a rush to finish a game unless they're so far ahead that there's just a systematic closeout. And that one of the better ways to describe it is just entirely systematic. They play the game as methodically as possible. And now that they've found themselves back in this game, the goal lead negligible when it's at 70k basically doesn't make a difference unless the difference is like 10,000 between them. That is when you start to respect it. It's up to them now to try and close this game out, to try and get a team fight as methodically as possible, to choose it themselves and not let Unlimited Potential force it on them.
Yeah, and Long trying to actually do the Dragon, but Vici going straight for Baron. Ulti pop by TF. Marta going to zone them away. Amy's going to dive into the backline, might look for a steal here, but can't quite get in range. Gragas will get the Baron there for Vici. UP taking too much damage. Marta, flash double flay there, finds Amy as well. 6 descends upon him, but UP are fighting well hard. Goes deep in the back. They get Pong. He pops his Zonyas. They need to get this kill. The wild cards are enough, but Schwan doing damage in the backline as Sketch tanking up too much, barely lives. And Schwan flushes over to take him out. And a double kill there for Vayne. Vici barely hold on to that fight.
They barely hold on, but again, I'm not sure how much they can directly take from this because Punished is still there. They've got Shen, who is this massive tank who just needs to get some health back from his base. He's home guarded in.
Might not be enough here. Vici will get one turret long. Gonna look for Schwan. He's gonna walk up to him. Amy's around the side as well, but the inhibitor's down. Marta no hook. And Vici smartly running away before anything else bad happens.
And Vici's side wave control, which is something against the 1-3-1 comp you're not often used to saying, has been great. You can see the bottom lane is actually pushing down hard for them. Perfectly timed with them starting the Baron, which was something that they had considered. In saying that, the top lane is doing the exact opposite. If Unlimited Potential can keep them here, which I don't think they will do.
No.
That's a whole lot of blue dots.
Yeah, it is. Dragon down for Vici though. Twisted Fate popped the ultimate, but couldn't get the rest of his team in range to fight.
This is going to be really satisfying.
Yep.
He's not.
Oh,
that's just weak.
That is weak.
You laser the whole way. I don't know how to feel about this.
I don't know. Giving it to Schwan by the looks of things. Maybe his AD carry was furiously telling him not to take his farm, but
It was a silver platter.
You had me all ready for that.
I was ready for it as well, I'm not going to lie. It happens. In saying that, they did get a Baron. They got an inhibitor. Like, things are great.
Oh, everything else is just
It's just
fine.
that one thing has just set me off a little bit here.
It's going to haunt me for the rest of the night. And Schwan does need the farm, to be fair. Still 100 down on Scat, as these AD carries are fairly silly amounts of items here in the game. But again, Unlimited Potential finding it hard to be proactive, I feel like. The first 20 minutes were great at a very high speed.
Yeah.
And the speed has slowed significantly now, the 45-minute mark in the game.
It's still funny to consider that they're winning all of these team fights with a Vayne that is this far behind in items.
Yeah.
Still. Like, after winning that team fight, Unlimited Potential maintained the same gold lead, essentially, even though they've lost the third Baron, an inhibitor, and members of their team.
Yep, Victor's pretty powerful. Dandy around the back, gonna find Scatch, good QSS out, Punish, dives in there with the Zonies, has to buy time, Pong, gonna pop his now as Amy's off around the flank. Can they get Victor? They need him, they'll take him out, and Schwan's chasing Amy. Amy will not fall, no. Red buff is enough to take him out. Punish now in trouble, though, gets taken out. They need to kill another carry, but it's 4v2 right now, and Schwant is going to kite them for days. Hart will be the next to fall. Bane gets a triple long, gonna make it a quadra, and Vici Gaming get another ace.
And Vici's team fighting again.